Have you ever sat down to work feeling completely motivated? You have your notebook with you, you have your water bottle already prepared, you have some light classical music or jazz playing in the background. And then before you know it, 2 hours has gone by and you've actually gotten no meaningful work done. Even though your brain is fried and mentally you feel like you've been working that entire time, you realize your to-do list is untouched and you might even start asking yourself, what's wrong with me? How did I let this happen again? I want to reassure you, it's not a lack of intelligence and it's not because you're lazy. It's usually just a few untrained habits that are silently destroying your focus. In this video, I'm going to show you the most common habits that are sapping your concentration, show you how they actually sabotage your brain, and give you some simple fixes to reclaim your focus and your productivity. Let's get it done. Habit number 1, constant dopamine hits. I used to be the person who was constantly scrolling, who every 2 to 3 minutes had a notification going off on the phone. Every 5 minutes, I'm checking my text messages, my emails. On my internet browser, I might have 10 to 20 tabs open at any given time. These rapid dopamine hits are actually training your brain to crave novelty and not to go deep on any one particular subject. So your brain will actually stop asking, what do I need to focus on? And it's going to be asking, what's entertaining me next? Here are some simple fixes to get past this. Turn off non-essential notifications. I've spoken before about time blocking, where you have a set period of time where you're focused on deep work and actually getting things done. During that time, turn off all of your notifications, except for maybe the most important ones. If you're expecting a specific phone call or a message from someone who's going to help you to make progress toward the goal you're working toward. If it's not one of those, nothing important, turn off whatever is non-essential on your phone. Even better, put your phone in a different room altogether. This is going to take it off of your desk and stop your brain from always thinking what's going on in the world in my phone. At first, this might be boring for you, especially if you're used to working and every couple minutes taking a break to check social media, to play a quick game, or whatever the distraction is. It's going to be boring, but you need to train that boredom tolerance. Deep work requires boredom, and through that boredom can come focus. Habit number 2, phone dependency. Studies have shown that even having your phone in sight can reduce cognitive capacity. Even if you're not touching it, your brain is still scanning. Did someone message me? Did something happen? What am I missing? Similar to habit number 1, I recommend keeping your phone in a separate room completely when you're doing anything that requires focus, whether it's doing your deep work during the daytime or trying to fall asleep at night. You may be thinking to yourself, but Mark, I need my alarm for the morning and my alarm is on my phone. Or I need to charge my phone and the only outlet in my apartment or in my house is in my room. What I've started doing myself is charging my phone outside of my bedroom. But because I do use the alarm on my phone as well, I make sure the volume is turned up all the way so that in the morning, I will hear it. This will also give you the added benefit of being forced to get out of bed in the morning to get to your phone and turn the alarm off, rather than just rolling over, hitting snooze and going back to bed, or rolling over, grabbing the phone, and immediately scrolling first thing in the morning. Once you're up and out of bed, it's so much easier to get the rest of your day started. And the final fix to reduce that phone dependency is to turn on grayscale. What this will do is take away all the color from your screen, which can be very attractive. It can release endorphins and dopamine in your brain and make it more exciting for you to get onto your phone. Make it all gray, make it less appealing to be on there for long periods of time. Habit number 3, poor energy management. To put it simply, you can't focus if your body is tired and running on junk fuel. Some of the common mistakes that you might be experiencing yourself are sleeping only 5 to 6 hours, which I'm definitely guilty of myself. Skipping breakfast or having a lot of sugary carbs first thing in the morning, especially if you're a big cereal person like I used to be. Over caffeinating and then crashing. A lot of us believe that we need to have coffee first thing in the day to get our energy going and to push us through the day. But I promise you this is a habit that can be broken and you shouldn't have a dependency on caffeine to find energy and to get through your day. And one of the worst things is no hydration. With all of these mistakes, you'll realize that focus isn't just a brain issue, it's a full biological state. So how do we fix these things? First is to aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single night. Like I said, I'm trying to work on this myself right now, and some of the habits that I'm trying to include are pushing myself even harder through workouts so I can drain more energy during the daytime. If I'm going on walks, I wear my weighted vest, again, to burn more energy. And I'm turning off my phone and turning the lights down as early as possible before bed. So typically an hour to an hour and a half before. If I'm not doing that, then at the very least, I'm reducing anything that's going to be giving me dopamine and energy and entertainment. Things like watching reels or scrolling through social media or being on the internet at all. I've replaced these things with just reading or journaling before bed to help my brain sort of slow down before preparing to go to sleep. I've actually done a lot of research about sleep recently because I've been trying to work on it myself. So if you want to learn more just like I have, leave a comment down below and let me know that you want to see more of that. I'll put some of it into a future video. The next tip is to hydrate early. Before you have any food, before you have any caffeine, have some water. Give your body the fuel that it needs to rejuvenate itself and get all of the muscles and the organs working properly. When it comes to breakfast, there should be a large portion of protein in that first meal. Personally, I typically have ground beef or hamburger patties with 4 or 5 eggs. And I'll typically also include an avocado and some sort of fruit, whether it's a grapefruit, orange, watermelon, etc. And back to the topic of sleep, if you want to make sure your body is prepared to cool down and slow down later in the evening, limit any caffeine intake to before 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Give yourself that time and give your body that time to expel those stores of caffeine. Habit number 4, consuming more than you create. Have you ever been trying to learn a new skill? So you go onto YouTube and you add a bunch of videos to your watch later list, all of the things you want to learn about that skill. Maybe you even start following those creators on social media, Instagram, TikTok, etc. People that are doing the thing that you want to achieve. While all of that is great and you're consuming the right content to prepare yourself to take action, you might feel like you're being productive by preparing and by studying and by watching over and over again. But watching too many YouTube videos, scrolling through too many feeds, consuming too many self-help podcasts is actually a passive stimulation. You're becoming addicted to learning about the thing, but you're not actually taking action to do the thing. The easy fix here is to create before you consume. Even if it's just 30 minutes a day of building something, writing something, practicing something, or selling something, can be worth a lot more than just consuming over and over again to learn about the thing. Take a chance on yourself and start doing the thing that you're researching. It can be uncomfortable at first, but this part is necessary to get you past consumption and into productivity. Habit number 5, no clear daily objective. If you lack clarity and you have no direction for your day, you're instantly going to be distracted at the sight of anything that's more entertaining than trying to figure out what you want to do. So if you start your day by thinking, I'll just see what happens, or let me check my emails first, or I'll work on whatever needs attention today, then you've already lost. In a previous video, I've spoken about time blocking and being very intentional with your schedule every single day. And part of that is having a plan going into the next day or even going into the next week so you know exactly what you want to accomplish. This is going to immediately eliminate distraction because you know what you have to do. Clarity creates focus and ambiguity breeds chaos. If you don't know how to time block and prioritize your time based on what your intentions are, I'll leave a link to the video so you can learn a bit more. Habit number 6, multitasking. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that people around me are multitasking and doing multiple things at the same time, fully convinced that they're giving their full attention to 2 or 3 different things all at once. The truth of the matter is you're not multitasking, you're rapidly switching your attention through those tasks. And every switch burns mental energy. If you're trying to multitask, not only will your work suffer, but your memory is going to suffer as well, and the quality of everything you're doing is going to drop as a result. And the fix for this is simple as well. Have one window open at a time. Focus on one specific task at any given time. Get that task fully completed, and then move on to the next thing. I recently read about something called the Pomodoro technique, which is essentially a time management method that uses a timer to break work into 25, 45, or even 1-hour intervals, called Pomodoros. And these work intervals are separated by short breaks. To apply this to your life right now, go back to your time blocking and your calendar and set aside 50 minutes of completely focused, non-distracted work. And then reward yourself with 10 minutes of a break, 10 minutes of scrolling, whatever else you want to do for that time period. And then the next 50 minutes, do another period of focused work. If you can focus on anything for 50 minutes at a time with no distractions, you will have unlocked a superpower that's going to help you be more productive and make a lot faster progress than a lot of other people. Habit number 7, reactive schedule. If your day is driven by notifications on your cell phone, responding to emails whenever they pop up, or random tasks that other people put onto your plate and onto your to-do list, you become sort of a reaction machine instead of being a creator for your own time and your own life. I recommend setting communication hours. If you have your time blocks already set, make sure that other people know that you're in a time block as it's happening. And if they want to communicate with you, they can email you or wait till after your time block is finished to try talking to you again. One thing that I've recently implemented into my schedule as well is only checking my email 2 to 3 times per day at specific times in the day. Typically, it'll be first thing during the workday, so call it 9 o'clock in the morning. Next might be 12 or 1 o'clock just after lunch. And then once again in the evening, maybe around 4 or 5 o'clock. And I always recommend doing your biggest or your most heavily loaded tasks as early in the day as possible, before everything else has drained your energy and bogged you down for the day. If you're like me and like to do heavy workouts, I prefer to do those early in the morning as well, when I still have energy to do those workouts and hit my goals. If you're working to create the life that you want to live, you need to schedule it. If you're reactionary and just taking things as they come, you're going to drift to whatever direction these new tasks pull you in. Habit number 8, no mental reset and no breaks. If you're consistently pushing nonstop without giving yourself breaks, you will drain your cognitive performance over time. And that mental drain, that mental fatigue that you experience over time is going to lead to distractions. Your brain is going to want to have a break, and it's going to force it during the worst times. So give yourself mini breaks throughout the day. Like I said about the Pomodoro technique, you work for a certain block of time and then give yourself a break, and then go back to work and take a break again. During this break, you might scroll social media for a bit, you might watch a YouTube video, maybe get up and go for a walk or do some stretching. Whatever it is to take your mind off of that work for just a little period of time. One of my favorite habits is going out for some fresh air in the middle of the day. After my first morning block of work is done, after I've eaten some lunch, I go out for a quick walk, 20, 30 minutes, just to get some fresh air. Typically, I'll leave my phone in the office or in my pocket, but I'm not touching it. I'm just giving my eyes a break from the screens, enjoying nature for a little bit, and getting some fresh air, taking some deep breaths for just a half hour or so. As popular as hustle culture and grind culture is right now, it is important to take at least 1 or 2 days off during the week as well. Whether you're taking it on a Saturday and Sunday, or maybe just Sunday, or at some point in the middle of the week, it's important to have a day when you're not working so you can give yourself a full reset and reconnect to the other important things in your life. Just like your muscles need rest days to grow and recover, your brain needs that as well. Rest isn't wasted time, it's actually maintaining your focus. Habit number 9, a cluttered environment. I've often found that my mental environment reflects my mental state, or it can have an effect on it. A messy desk, a chaotic desktop, or a noisy environment can equal a mental load. Or to put it simply, visual noise can equate to mental noise. Here at home, or even in my work office, I typically have a very minimal environment around me. I'm not one for putting up posters on the wall or pictures or a lot of plants or just things around. You can probably see this picture in the background that I haven't put up for as long as I've lived here, and that's the only one that I have. It doesn't work for everyone, but I found I like to have my space as minimal and as clean as possible because it helps me to focus and to think a lot better. And habit number 10, a lack of physical movement. You need to move to keep your body and your mind as sharp and focused as possible. Movement oxygenates your brain and sharpens your thinking. If you don't incorporate movement into your regular day, and maybe physical fitness is completely new for you, there are a few very simple things you can incorporate to get your body moving. A 20 to 30 minute walk every day. It could be first thing in the morning before you hit the office. It could be midday to break up your work blocks, or maybe just after work. Stretching or mobility breaks, just to make sure you're not sitting for the entire day, whether it's a 6, 7, or 8 hour period that you're working. And if you're able to, work standing for part of the day. You could either buy a desk that has height adjustments to it so you can sit part of the day and then raise it up and stand for part of the day. Even better if you get a walking pad under your desk so you can walk while you're working. Or if you're like me, I like to walk and talk on the phone at the same time. So if I'm taking business calls or if I'm helping an agent or some other salesperson with whatever they're experiencing, I might take that call while I'm on a walk or while I'm pacing around my office or around my home. Incorporating fitness into your life has so many benefits, not just for your cognitive capacity, but how sharply you think, how confident you feel in your own body. There's so many things that will help to improve in your life, and I'll probably talk about it in a separate video. Right now, we live in a world that is engineered to steal our attention, and your ability to focus is your edge against 99% of the people that you're competing against on a daily basis. I promise you that if you can focus for 50 minutes to an hour on any one topic, you're beating out people who are more intelligent, who hustle harder, or who are more talented than you, but are constantly distracted with other things. In a world that is constantly distracted, the person who can master their attention wins. So here's your challenge for today. I want you to choose one of these habits to fix and one of these tools to implement. Putting your phone away during work, having one top priority to accomplish today, having a 50 to 10 deep work cycle, incorporating more sleep and more protein into your mornings, or creating before you consume. And the tools for you to implement are a timer, a website or app blocker, do not disturb, or a planner/a journal. Not everyone is blessed with great focus. For a lot of people, it has to be built over time. Choose one of those habits and one of those tools to implement today, and leave a comment down below with the habit and the tool that you chose. If you can control your focus, you can control your future. Don't just try to be disciplined enough and force your way through it. Today, you and I are going to make focus your competitive advantage. Let's get it done.